I wish you guys could just reach through the screen and taste this. Yummy.
Hi everyone. So we're going to make a homemade granola recipe. It is super, super tasty. There's so many different variations that you can do, but I'm kind of going to share with you like the base foods to use, and then you can kind of work off of that, because I've made it a couple times now where I've got the base down and just mix it up with different types of nuts and different spices, herbs and spices and fruits and all that jazz, you know. So there is a carob peppermint macadamia nut granola that I'm going to share with you guys. That's going to be in another video, but this one is a cinnamon apple cashew peanut butter pumpkin seed homemade granola. Super delicious. Oh my goodness. Let's get started on this, because I'm starting to drool because I want it so bad. It is so good. It's so tasty. So let's get started, guys, before I start drooling all over the place here. You most certainly can do dried apple slices if you want. I've done a version of that, but this time we're going to use fresh apple. This is a Honeycrisp apple. I think Honeycrisp will go perfectly with this, so we're going to chop this up first. Alrighty guys, so I got my apples diced down into like small chunks here. Okay, and then you can keep them in wedges if you want to be able to bite into a wedge of apple if you want. I want them in bite-sized pieces. And then I got my cashews here, and they were whole like this, but I want to chop them down. So all I did was lay like a blanket down and took my hammer and just kind of go like this. And that's how I broke them down into smaller pieces. So, and then that's how I got them just into like little broken pieces there. So that's what I did there. And I just do enough to where I have enough, and then I add it to the bowl and just keep adding until it's all balanced. So I don't have exact measurements. I am so sorry. But like I said in some of my other, like most of my recipe videos, we wing it here. Miss Stace wings it, because I don't really follow exact recipes. I always adjust it every time I make it. So we're going with the flow. Okay, go with the flow with me here. So the recipe, I'm gonna do liquids first and then add my solids next, okay? So it's gonna be 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/3 cup of maple syrup, 1/4 cup of coconut sugar, and then 1/2 cup of your nuts, and 3 cups of oats. And then you can add other herbs and spices or adjust it from there. So that's like the main base that I got, but I always adjust it slightly. So first things first is maple syrup. And when it comes to vanilla, I highly recommend using a fresh vanilla bean, but I know a lot of people don't have access to that. I don't really have access to it, and it is kind of expensive. So unfortunately, I do have vanilla extract here, but it's the best I can do right now at the moment. But otherwise, I would most likely definitely prefer a fresh vanilla bean for this. Fresh homemade peanut butter. So I'm making my own nut butters, and this is just fresh peanuts, well, roasted peanuts. That's just about all you can find anyways, and blended together with some coconut sugar and some pink Himalayan salt, blended together in the Vitamix, and makes this creamy peanut butter, freshly homemade. Absolutely delicious. It's almost gone, so we're gonna be making some more, and I will bring you guys along with me while we do that. Peanut butter and pistachio nut butter, cashew butter. We're gonna do it all, people. Now the recipe also calls for like added salt and like coconut oil, but I'm one that you know what, if you watch me long enough, I do not like to add extra oil and sodium in my meals. So I cut that out, and it is totally delicious and turns into granola just fine without all of it. And if you want to add extra sodium, of course, add it if you feel like you need it. Go ahead and do that. No one's stopping you. I just don't like to add it. So I do know, oh, and same with the oil too. But I just have a non-stick baking sheet here. And so there's no need to add any oil or flour to the bottom or anything to keep it from sticking. So I'm just gonna spread it out all on the pan. And looks very, very delicious. It smells so good. And I did a little tasty taste test before. Oh my gosh, it's delicious just like this. You can actually eat it just like this if you wanted to. So good. Now I'm gonna put this in the oven at like 325 for 7 minutes. I'm gonna do 5 to 7 minutes, and then I'm just gonna watch it. We don't want it to turn like really crispy. We don't want that, because then it starts turning extremely unhealthy, and we don't want that. So just for 7 minutes, and then we're just gonna watch it, and then we'll let it dry completely, and it will turn into granola. So 7 minutes is up, and I shut off the oven and let it sit in there probably for another minute. And I kind of like to let it go until the edges start turning a little bit golden brown on the edges. That kind of helps me signify to me that it needs to be taken out. And so now it smells like a darn cookie in this home now. It smells like a darn delicious cookie. And so now I'm gonna let this cool down completely before we break it apart and put it in our bowl. So it is cooled down enough. It still needs to cool a little bit more, but I can't get my hands off of this, and I gotta try a piece. But you can see right now, right here, it's a cluster. So granola cluster. So a little piece of falling off, but it's a granola cluster. Delicious. Yummy. Just to tell you. And just start breaking it apart. Another granola cluster in there. I'm gonna put that in our bowl. Start filling up our bowl. Yeah. Should actually let this cool a little bit longer, but if you're anything like Miss Stacy, it's hard to keep your hands off of it, right? There's another granola cluster. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Enjoy this. This is good. That is apple, pumpkin seed, cashew. I can see right there. More apple. Well, take this and put it in almond milk. Got yourself some nice, healthy cereal, granola cereal. Absolutely delicious. Yummy. Yummy. Alrighty everybody, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. Remember to love being raw if you are raw vegan. Remember to love being vegan, plant-based, whole foods, whatever floats your little boats. just take care of yourself. Stay healthy and take care of yourself, literally. Put a big old smile on your face today. I hope I did that for you guys, and I will see you next video, okay? Bye-bye, guys.